watching the station covering all of the DMV. DC News Now continues.
Now we have all different types of precipitation on our map, so no matter what, as you're heading out this morning, still want to take it more on the cautious and slow side, even if you're dealing with just rainfall. And that's what we're seeing right now in DC and areas across southern Maryland. These are the areas where it's a little bit warmer, and we're looking at just mainly rain at this point. But those roadways will still be wet, and also we could be dealing with some ponding on those roadways too, with all that wet weather that we've seen over the last several hours. But then we're talking about a wintry mix just off towards the north and west of the district, where temperatures are hovering right around the freezing mark. And with that, we're looking at some ice accumulation for some parts of the region. I know Dulles reported about, say, 1/100th of an inch of ice there. Then we're talking about 1/10 of an inch of ice along parts of 66. Now, any of those treated surfaces, that's not sticking to it, but those untreated surfaces, some of those back roads, yeah, they could have that light glaze on it. So heads up before you head out this morning. Also, you may have that light glaze on your windshield too, so you need a little bit of extra time to make sure you get that ice scraper out or the defroster going. So it's something to keep in mind before you head out this morning. Extra time certainly going to be your friend this morning. Visibility out there right now, down about 6 miles in DC, 5 miles in Annapolis, down to 6 miles in Hagerstown. We're less than that back over towards Kaiser, or we're down to about 1 mile or less. So more precipitation on the way back out towards our west. Looks like mainly rain though out towards West Virginia. However, we have the temperatures to support it back here locally, with those temperatures hovering at or just slightly above the freezing mark, where we could be dealing with that wintry mix still back over towards the mountains region, where we have that ice storm warning that will hold till noon today. Now closer towards DC, winter weather advisory for the threat of some of that light glaze, although much of the precipitation closer towards DC I-95 corridor and areas south and east will mainly be on the rain variety. So again, winter weather advisory for DC areas south and east till 10 o'clock this morning. Now over towards, say, Leesburg, Frederick, Maryland, that is where we still have that winter weather advisory until noon today. Travel forecast. Like I mentioned, you do want to take it slower, be a bit more cautious. If you don't have to be out there on the roadways this morning, I would say hold off, considering later on today it will be drier, we warm things up, and it will be much easier to travel out there later on today, as we will see those drier conditions, but also those temperatures warming up into those 40s and 50s later on today. So let's get right to a futurecast showing you that much of this precipitation winds down between 9 and 10 o'clock this morning. If anything, we're looking at those spotty lighter rain showers by that point. So out there right now, we have some wintry mix that will likely end as some spotty rain showers. And then we're looking at mainly cloudy conditions by noon, temperatures in those low to mid 40s. And then we're looking at some 50s on the map. But it's really dependent on how much sunshine we get out there, with the gradual clearing of those skies later on today. So dependent on that sunshine will depend on how warm it really gets later on today. We certainly have the wind component helping with those winds mainly out of south-southwest. Friday, it's going to be dry. We start off with temperatures into those upper 30s to lower 40s for your Friday morning commute. And then for Friday afternoon, we're talking about highs right around 50. We'll be breezy, but hey, overall, it will be a nice way to wrap up the work week. Here's a view of the rest of that 7-day outlook. Now we're still keeping a close eye on Saturday. Could be another instance of some wintry mix into the afternoon and evening. So keep that in mind for any of your travel plans Saturday later on the day. High temperatures around 40. It looks like Sunday will be the better half of the weekend. Highs around 50. We'll see a mix of sun and clouds. And we're back to more cloud cover Monday and colder, lower 40s to start off that next work week. Also keeping an eye on Tuesday for some wintry mix as well. Haley's keeping a close eye on those roadways this morning. How's it looking at this hour?
Hi, Jackie.